So let's check Facebook. Are you checking on Facebook? Here we are, Ron, we're live. Okay, now you have to say only nice things. Okay. Okay. All right. We're going to go, ready to go in a minute. So everybody, we're 2 minutes in counting down to a new You've Got Mel show, and our guest is Ran Shternin, and you can see him. And we are going to now share the screen because we are ready to go. Ran, are you ready to go?
Ready.
Okay, so we start with the jingle. You might remember this jingle, you might not. And here we go.
Get a chair, grab a seat, or we'll sweep you off your feet. We move, we groove, you got Mel. Ease your legs, rest a while, all you gotta do is smile. We're swell, can't you tell you got Mel? When the show begins, you better hold on her tight, or before you know it, you'll be high as a kite. Take a break, settle down, we're the only show in town. It's our road, don't you know you got Mel? Give it up, don't think twice, we're a hurricane on ice. What the hell, give it yell, ring a bell, show and tell. Mademoiselle, give a smell, you got Mel. You got Mel.
And Mel has Ran Shternin. Hi, Ran.
Hi, Mel.
So this is one of your first live TV interviews ever.
Yes, correct.
So we start off, you have two choices. The first is you can sing a Rolling Stones song, or you can tell us a little bit about your life in about a minute.
Well, I can tell you a little bit about my life. Well, as you said, my name is Ran Shternin. I am a developer working on Ourboox. I've been a developer for about 10 years now. And I live in New Jersey with a lovely wife and 2 cats. And that's pretty much it.
You're a man of a few words. And yet you become a co-founder of a company with words.
True.
So what is the special about today, Ran?
What is special about today? Well, I think that today we're marking, I think, 7 years since we've met.
Yeah. So I know my side of the story. I'd like to hear your side. Because Ourboox is your baby as much as it is mine. But I have written many books on the website. And how many have you written?
Well, I think I've written only one. I know it sounds a little sad, but I'm less of an author, more of a coder. But every once in a while, I try to experience what our authors experience. So I dabble a little bit in writing, but okay. You know, I don't publish a lot. So
yeah, you're not a big publisher, but every line of code is yours. So your opus, I've learned, is the whole full stack of Ourboox, whatever that means. So from your side, how did it happen?
Well, in 2013, my older brother, Roy, told me that he met some guy at a TED conference some crazy med professor guy. And this guy, meaning you, had a dream and a vision to help people create children's books. Well, this vision was born out of your passion of creating books and writing. So my brother told me, listen, I met this guy. He's really looking for a developer to help him bring his vision alive. Maybe you'll meet him. Okay. So I called you and we set up a meeting. Our first meeting was at HIT in Holon, right?
It's possible.
I think so, yeah. This was our first meeting.
We didn't meet in the garage first?
I'm not sure. I think maybe the same evening we went to the garage together.
Okay. So we met in the HIT and?
Yes. And I think we hit it off right away. I mean, there was some connection there.
Chemistry.
Chemistry, yes. And yeah, that's it. The rest is history, I'd say.
Yeah, but now I want to hear your side of the history. So what was the original idea and why did you like it?
Well, the original idea was to help writers connect with illustrators, because one of the most important things with children's books are the graphics, the illustrations, which is a unique thing because not in every book the graphic element is so important, except for the cover, of course, which every book needs a cover. So I think it came from your struggles with not only finding illustrators, but you know, trying to navigate in this world of self-publishing.
So what was the original idea? What was the platform supposed to look like before we pivoted?
Initially, the platform was supposed to be, first of all, a tool for creating books, a tool for self-publishing. This was the one hand. And the other hand was really a place to meet illustrators, to have writers and illustrators meet, discuss, and hopefully work together and create books.
Okay.
This was the initial idea.
Books with a page flipping script that were very easy to make.
Yes.
And then we had our big first disappointment, which was what?
Well, I think that the first disappointment was maybe it was a little bit too small of a niche, I would say. I mean, the challenge of finding illustration is really not the main challenge, because people who want to self-publish face a lot of challenges. Self-publishing is difficult technically. It's expensive. It's a whole huge world where you don't know anything. You just want to write and get it out. So very quickly, we decided that it's not only about the writers and illustrators, it's more of a tool, a comprehensive tool to help you make your dream come true, make your book come true, you can say.
So so essentially, we found that people could add graphics to their own books.
Yeah. We basically gave them the tools to do it themselves. We also gave them a community which they can still look for illustrators and still connect with not only illustrators, with graphic designers and with editors and with translators and with all sorts of professionals around this world of writing and publishing.
So as a web developer, what were your challenges and what did you do?
Well, I think one of the main challenges was assembling the book itself in a technical level and also in a visual level, because a book is an emotional experience, especially illustrated books. You first experience it with your eyes. It should be very aesthetically pleasing. It should be fun to flip the pages, and also at this time, 2013, everybody were talking about how books are going to go away and be extinct, and how libraries are going to close, and you know, everybody were moving to Kindle and stuff. But we really didn't believe that books are really going anywhere. But we did want to try to simulate the feeling of a physical book, but using digital tools and all the advantages that the internet and the digital tools can give us.
So, so maybe while you're explaining, maybe I should show one of the books, and then you'll explain what you did. Maybe that would make sense, even though I didn't plan to, but we can do that. So you go on talking, and I will find a book.
Yes, well basically, building a book, we did try to simulate how real books look like, you know, considering the cover and all the margins and the way the pages behave, and even this little graphic at the start, which looks like a hardcover, the shadow between the pages. We really try to give the experience of a physical book.
So here we have, you can actually see one of the books that I've just drawn out. So what is this here? What is this page all about?
Well, unlike physical books, we could do amazing things such as embedding videos inside books, and embedding music inside books, and embedding games and puzzles, and Google Docs, and all sorts of embedded content. And that really gave people some great ideas.
So these are videos inside the books.
Yes.
And how easy did you make it for people to create the books?
I think we tried to make it very easy. I mean, we had the basic assumption that most people can write a Word document. My grandfather can write a Word document. He can write books and little articles, and well, later he's writing on Facebook, but it's really the same basic skill. So we said, if you can write a Word document, you can create a book on Ourboox.
So how did you do this? How did you make it so simple that you just write on a page and it just becomes a page, and you add a picture and it becomes a page? That was my dream. How did you do that? You become technical here. I won't understand what other people will.
Well, most software or websites to that create books, they're very technical, and they look like a software that should serve like a publishing house or a printer. It has all sorts of, they ask you all sorts of very technical questions, how many millimeters you want the margins to be, and it's like a huge form you have to fill, and you have to adhere to a lot of very strict standards. So we really wanted to make it as simple as we can. I mean, it's so simple. It just, the first step is just give a title to your book. Just what's your title? Doesn't matter if you're still not sure, you can always change it afterwards. So give a title, and then you are presented with a simple text editor, like a Word doc, but simpler with less options, because frankly, you don't need all of them. And you can start writing, and you can just add another page, and you can say, okay, I want this page to be either a text page or an image. That's pretty much it. With time,
and then somebody went ahead and embedded a video.
Yes, actually, I didn't anticipate it, because I did build the editor in a way that you can use HTML to format the pages. I did not restrict it. So one day you came to me screaming from excitement, and you said, hey, listen, look what I did. I embedded a YouTube video inside a book, and I'm like, no, it's not intended to be like that. Why? What are you doing? And then I thought,
It was actually Drew Hoyle. He wrote a book about his band, and I couldn't believe he did that. So this was the beginning of a real big advantage that we didn't plan on originally, but turned out to be a real a Pandora's box in a good way. So what can you embed in that magic box?
well, basically anything. You know, we unlike many other publishing software, we are not restricting what you can do with your book. Many of these services, they don't let you put JavaScript and HTML inside the book because of many reasons that some of them, of course, I can understand. You have security risks, you have a risk that the design is going to break. But I said, why not? Well, if you can put HTML in it, you can put basically anything. You can put videos, you can put music, you can put forms, you can put whatever you want. Whatever you see on the internet, you can embed inside a book, inside a page.
At the very beginning, you asked me whether the books could be free to make and to share. I remember that. And when
Yeah,
and
I
when
think it was one of the important things for me. I think for you as well.
well, this is about you. So explain how, even though you're not an author, our book sits so well in your philosophy of life.
Well, you know, I believe that beyond business models are very nice, and of course we all have to eat, and you know, but I really truly believe that if you do something good for the world, you will, you know, you will get back. They will give back, and I really like the what is called the freemium model. I mean, 95% of your users can be free. I mean, you give your service for free, and you earn money from the little percentage that is left. So it was really important for me that the basic capabilities of our tool, which is creating books and publishing books, this will always be free, regardless of what we're doing in the future. At first, we weren't sure how we're going to monetize that. Our initial discussions were more about how can we make this a good tool to serve people, less than how can we make money out of it. We said, okay, this will come in the future, but for now, let's create something good.
Okay, so it's been already 7 years, and we haven't raised tons of money. It's been mainly out of pocket for me and Shuli, my wife, and you working for either nothing or for very modest amounts of money. And of course, you're a partner in this. So what's the future here?
Well, the way I see it, I think the future here is we are always striving to improve the tool, of course, and we still have the basic capability of creating books and editing them and publishing them, sharing them. But the way I see it is really we put the author in the center, and we want to be a place where you can come in and from start to finish, we can give you the tools to make it, to self-publish. If we're talking about the initial inspiration of what to write about and tutorials and guides of how to write and how to use our editor, through helping you, you know, design your pages, design your book, publish it, share it later if you want to print it, or if you want to I don't know, print it at home or print it somewhere else. We really want to give you this comprehensive package from start to finish.
So Ron, here's the thing. We've been working at this. Our original talks were 7 years ago, and we're still together, and we still have dreams. Let's talk about our relationship. Actually, I'm going to ask you to talk about it. Our ups and downs, making a startup with somebody you don't know at all, the trials and tribulations we've gone through until we become best buddies forever. So how did that work for you?
Well, I mean, I think our relationship started at a very good note. I mean, we kind of hit it off from the start. I think we were very early on. We realized that we're a very good team. Of course, that along the way, along the years, we had our ups and downs. Of course, we had many philosophical arguments and struggles, and sometimes, you know, it's mostly the two of us. So sometimes you push to a certain direction, sometimes I push, sometimes we push too hard. But we always manage to, you know, to solve it and decide.
You know, they say that the reason that the startups fail is often because the co-founders end up fighting, even after they've raised money, especially after they've raised money. And we've had fights and walked away from the table. I'm never going to speak to that guy again. And then, of course, first of all, I think that we solved it in two ways, Shuli and love. So let's speak about our CEO for a minute. How did she figure in here?
Well, I think Shuli has a tremendous impact, of course, on both of us. And she was always the, how can I say, the calming effect. And, you know, the one that got us to sit together again and, you know, and talk and hug and, you know, make peace. Yeah, I think her influence is amazing. She knows how to get to my heart and to your heart, and to really, you know, pacify things.
She's also together with me financially supporting the whole business. Yes. So
she's the boss basically. So
you want to say, you know, the first book we actually made at the beginning, you had this wireframe. It was just a picture that we showed to Jeff Pulver. Do you remember what Jeff said to us? I'll remind you. Jeff said, just get the books out and see who uses it.
Yeah, and think about it later. We started speaking with Jeff about business models, and Jeff said something like, just do it. Just get it out. Don't think about it.
Yeah, somebody will like it. And the first book was Shuli's book.
Yes.
Of poems and pictures.
Yes.
And what happened when you showed her the book? What did she do, if you remember?
I really don't remember.
She got up and she started to dance around the house. because you know, for a poet, being able to create a book and saving thousands of dollars that most poets don't have, I think that's when we had her on our side. The moment.
Also, I think that I mean, the fact that she is not only a poet and writer, she's a published poet. She actually published physical books in the world. So seeing her excitement, it really makes us feel that we got something here, you know. Right. It's and not only.
I think there's another element to our relationship, and that element is is love.
Oh yeah, of course. Well, over the years, we became practically family. I mean, I truly consider you and your family my family now. I mean, it's really, it's a close-knit relationship, and it's way beyond you know, business partners at this point. So yeah.
So that is it. So you know, they always say start a company with somebody you know really well. so that you'll be able to work with them during the good times and the bad times. And we had to do this on the fly.
Yeah.
So that's very important and also important for me. So what do you have a surprise waiting around the corner? What's that surprise going to be? In our books.
You're asking me what's the surprise gonna be?
Yeah, we're going to announce it in half an hour. We have a meetup of Ourboox people. What are you going to tell them?
Well, I'm going to announce that on July 20th, which is Monday, we are going to launch our Ourboox Premium, which is
we're going to charge a lot of money, right?
we're going to charge a lot of money. It's going to be very, very expensive. We basically sold out, you know, we sold out.
How much are we going to charge our premium authors?
$2 a month. $2 a month. I know it's a lot, and we're sorry, but no. But seriously, yes, we're going to launch our premium services. We have been working about it for a lot of time. I mean, and we're very, very excited. I mean, this is really the first time we're going to actually offer premium services and give our dedicated authors more than what they can do right now. And we are planning to improve it in the future and always add more tools and more cool features.
So that making the books, sharing them as many as you want, as many pages as you want, is always going to be for free.
Free. You can make as many books as you want, as many pages as you want. This will always be free.
So just extra stuff, cool stuff we're adding is going to be $2 a month.
Yeah.
So Ran, what are you most proud of? How many books are in progress right now? Because books are never finished. So how many books have been created or are being created?
How many books have been created until today?
Yeah.
I think over 150,000.
I think
am I right?
Over 140. We're on the way to 150,000. And how many authors have signed up?
Over 100,000, I would say.
And you're not an author. So what are you most proud of? I don't know if I ever asked you that. You know, you've done something that's remarkable. You've taken a crazy professor with a crazy dream and turned it into a reality that he could never have dreamed of. But what are you proud of?
Well,
what does it for you? So you sit down with a glass of wine in the evening and say, wow, I really did something.
Well, I think that making your dream come true is an amazing thing, but
no, your dream, Ran, your dream. Forget about my dream. What's Ran's dream? What does it for you here in this amazing relationship?
Yeah. So for me, it's really the emails that I'm getting from all over the world. For me, it's the people in Turkey and in the Ukraine and in the Russia and many other places that are emailing me and saying thank you. You gave us a tool that we never imagined. It can be so simple and it's free. And really, the teachers that are writing to me, the students, you know, seeing people do their homework on Ourboox, you know, seeing the books that are getting thousands of views and tens of thousands of views, which, you know, cost $0 to make, and, you know, people from all over, really, this is really what does it for me.
Yeah.
I mean,
So, and how much would it cost us to distribute 1 million books? If if there were some, let's say, somebody in the world that wanted to take a famous children's book and buy the rights for the internet and ask us to distribute 1 million copies, how much would it cost us?
To distribute 1 million digital copies?
Yeah.
Well, not much. I mean, a few cents maybe if we consider the server bandwidth and stuff like that.
Maybe $1.
Maybe $1, less than $1. I mean, I can't. It's even hard to quantify because you know.
So we can distribute 1 million books for $1.
Yeah, try to do that with printed books. You know.
Exactly. So so this is a remarkable a remarkable look. I want to ask you two more things. At one stage during our discussions when we were having difficulties, you and me, I discovered something about you that I didn't realize. That you are really an author, the same way that an author takes pride over his book and his writing, and an illustrator takes pride over their pictures, and a photographer over their photos. You are the author of Ourboox. You have a deep sense of pride in everything that actually happens physically on our website.
True. I think it's really a similar feeling. You know, how an author treats his writing as like his baby, and you know, he has a real emotional connection. I mean, it's not only the code; it's the fact that I was there from day one, and we've been through so much. And
I'm getting goosebumps when you say this. You know,
yes,
you've been from day -1. I mean,
yeah, I mean, yeah, practically. And I mean, we met how many people? Would it be an exaggeration to say we met about 1,000 people along the years? A few hundreds,
for sure.
at least. We met so many people. I mean, we spoke with people in every corner of the world. We spoke with people in China and in Indian reservations, and you know, everywhere. And so it's not only the code. It's really my baby from less than day zero. So yeah.
So this is because you're a little bit of a shy person.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
over the internet, you're a lion. How does this work?
well, I'm not very outspoken. You know, I'm lurking in the shadows, so to speak. But yeah, you know, it's.
So around a few hundred or 1,000 people are going to are watching this, and what is your if you could if somebody could make your dream come true for Ourboox, and that person is watching now, what would you ask for?
Well, go to ourboox.com, create an account. This is my shameless plug. Create an account, create your book, and give me your honest feedback. I mean, this is really very, very valuable to us. Just give us your honest feedback. If you like it, like it. If you dislike it, tell me why. If you like it, tell me why as well. This is amazing. I mean,
So we're looking for people to write quality books and to share quality books, and I think we were looking for love. We don't want money right now, because if we have 10 or 20 premium authors a day signing on, we will manage and we will grow. But we need love. We need we need good writers. We need the people sharing the word about our books because we can't afford to do so.
Sorry?
We
Again?
can't afford to share, to pay lots of money to Facebook and to Google and to everybody to tell them that we have the best e-publishing and simplest in the world. We have to rely on word of mouth from good people.
Exactly. And I mean, we reached 100,000 users without ever running campaign ads, without ever running any form of marketing.
What happened? What happened to us in May with the during the virus?
Oh my, it was crazy. I mean, we broke all records. Actually, the site went down. Our server just went down because there were just too many people. So we actually had to take the site down for a few hours and put it on a much stronger server just to sustain the amount of people. It was
So how
really
many
crazy.
people now can write and read books at the same time with our stronger server?
I mean, a lot. I mean, more than 1,000, I guess. Um,
So we just have to wait for them to come.
Yep. And I'll just say something else that is important. And I think we discussed it in the very early stages. It's really one part of our vision is to, many people are writing for their drawers, so to speak, or for their, which today the drawer is some folder on your computer with some Word document. So, you know, take whatever is in your drawer or in your folder, put it on Ourboox. If you don't want to publish it, make it a private book, but
Yeah,
put it on Ourboox.
you've even enabled people to turn a PDF into a book.
Oh
in
yeah, you can.
seconds.
If you have your book in PDF form, you can just drag and drop it, and in
But how about documents and memoirs and saving people's memories?
you can do all of it. I mean, you can just publish it on Ourboox. It will live forever. If you don't want to publish it for the world to see for any reason, just save it as a private book. But it will live forever on Ourboox. And if one day you do decide to publish it, you can do it. It's already there.
So Ron, this is our first interview.
Yes.
You've done remarkably well for somebody who claims to be shy.
Thank you.
Maybe you're not so shy after all.
Maybe. Who knew?
Is there anything else you'd like to tell the audience before we go?
Well, we live in crazy times. I just hope everybody are staying safe and keeping some distance and take care. I mean, we all need a little hope in these hard times.
Make a prediction. We were supposed to meet in April. I was supposed to come visit you in New Jersey. When is the next time we are actually going to hug each other? How long will that take?
Well, I'm not a prophet, but I don't see us getting back to normal in the coming months. I mean, this summer, like for sure, things are still going to be the same, but maybe winter. I don't know. I hope so. I have family in Israel that I really want to visit, and I can't do it right now. And hoping for good.
And I want to buy you a beer in New York. So hey,
Yeah.
So listen, this has been a wonderful conversation, which kind of summarizes a 7-year journey that we're on together. And so first of all, let's thank your brother, Ran Shternin, for putting us people together. We're so different in our personalities, but we have the same dream.
Yep.
That the internet is a place for sharing. And I want to congratulate you on learning to work with me. I'm a professor control freak, I admit that. You also stand up for what you believe in. The great thing about this is that at the end of the day, we both have, how do you say balut in English? We both have ownership. Like we both feel very strongly about this platform and community that we've built in our building. So I'm going to say thank you. I'll see you again in 23 minutes when we address our community for the first time. Maybe we'll meet a few of our writers.
looking forward. Thank you, Mel.
Thank you, Ran. So be healthy, and I'll see you in 23 minutes.
Thank you for having me, Mel. This was a lot of fun.
My great pleasure.
Bye-bye.